Paula and Solomon have been married for the past 12 years. They believed it would always be just the two of them. But now it seems their marriage is overcrowded.
She had invited the girl over. We stayed in the same bed, all of us. If the bed was big enough, she said she could sleep there.
I woke up and he was in the middle of me and this girl. And he said, oh, we just fell asleep like that. He admitted that she gave him oral sex, and he said, I thought it was you.
Both Paula and Solomon say they need their own space and have decided to walk away. Today on Divorce Court.
All rise. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Lynn Toller presiding. You may be seated.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here today with Paula Esquivel and Solomon Esquivel. The two of you have been married for 12 years. You've been together for 14, separated for the last 2. You have 4 children together. You do not want to be married anymore, and you have some financial matters that you would like me to resolve. Before we do that, however, Mrs. Esquivel, I'm going to ask you to tell me a little bit about your marriage and why we're here today.
When I was 17, we got together, and it was really good. He was a gentleman. He just treated me real good and stuff like that. And then the second we got married, he just was inconsiderate. He was cheating on me. He was inconsiderate. When I was pregnant with my 4th child, I went into the hospital with a blood clot in my lung. I almost died. Like, the chaplain read me my last rites twice.
I was there.
Hang on. Go
no,
ahead, finish. I'll get to you.
No, he was not. If he did come and see me every day, it was like 20 minutes a day. Okay.
Was he there for the delivery of the baby?
Not my last one. No, he was.
Is this the 4th one, the one we're talking about where you almost died?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I was in the hospital for 7 days, dying, and he was throwing a party at my house while my children were there.
No.
Every night. Yes, he was.
So, Mr. Esquivel, why don't you say what was happening when she was in the hospital with that last baby?
I was at the hospital every day. I was at the hospital every day, and you know, she was so doped up on medication that she would chase me out of the room, so I had to stay in the waiting room.
No.
Okay. Why don't you tell me what other things that he's done that you believe is inconsiderate?
Inconsiderate. When I was pregnant with my last one, he would kick me out he would start a fight with me on Friday, and so he could throw a party all weekend and then invite me back on Monday. And I would have to take my kids to my family member's house, to a 1-bedroom apartment with all my kids pregnant, and my kids are like stairs. And I would have to drag them all along just so he could throw parties and cheat on me all the time.
Would you kick her out of the house so you could throw parties?
No, ma'am. She would get upset with me, and I'd think it was due to her hormonal imbalance while she was pregnant. And she would leave. She would pack everything. She would pack everything and just leave. She would just pack it up.
Were any parties thrown in her absence?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, there was.
Yeah, they were.
That's nice to know.
Yeah. No, he would kick me out because I didn't have a job, and he was paying all the bills, so that was his house. Yeah.
No.
Why don't you tell me your primary complaint with her?
My primary complaint with her was that she was extremely controlling. She was really controlling. Oh, yeah.
If I didn't control
it was a point.
Hang on, Mrs. Esquivel. Let him tell me the story.
There was a point, ma'am, when I wasn't even allowed to see my family for 5 years because she gave me an ultimatum. It was either choose her and the children or choose my family. She didn't like my family. She didn't get along with anybody in my family. I wasn't allowed to see my mom. I wasn't allowed to see anybody in my family for 5 years.
Did you stop your husband from seeing members of his family for 5 years?
Yes, ma'am, because they were wrong. They were wrong people, and they would treat him wrong as well. You
didn't think anybody in his family was worth him seeing? You just made him cut his entire family off completely?
Maybe a few, but...
Did you let him see them?
That was his choice. I just didn't want my children around that. I didn't like the way that they behaved around my children.
You told a story in here that I just found amazing. You said that one day you woke up in bed with your husband, and there was another woman in there too.
Yeah.
How does that happen?
No, I was pregnant, I was tired, and so I fell asleep, and I woke up, and he was in the middle of me and this girl. And he said, oh, we just fell asleep like that. He admitted that she gave him oral sex, and he said, I thought it was you. Explain it.
Mr. Esquivel, why don't you tell me about that?
Okay, well, you know, Your Honor, she had invited the girl over. We stayed in the same bed, all of us. If the bed was big enough, she said she could sleep there. She didn't have to sleep in the couch.
Did any inappropriate things go on?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, wow.
See,
But it wasn't like I chose to be there. She invited the woman into our home. She invited the girl into our bed.
To hang out, not to sleep with him.
That's a big leap, Mr. Escobar.
It is.
I mean,
That's a big
it's
leap.
a big leap. Why don't you say she has cheated on you?
Oh, numerous times.
Tell me about
numerous
that.
times.
Hang on.
One time, she was in the shower. Her phone constantly was ringing, and it was an unavailable number. So I thought maybe it was somebody she didn't know. So I picked up the phone. I talked, and this lady's like, "I'm looking for the white hoe I caught coming out my house with my husband." And she's like,
please. She didn't say
"Yeah,
that.
she said that." And she said,
please, hush.
She says, so then she goes on talking about how, Paula's with her husband and they've been seeing each other, and she's going to get the copy of the transcripts of the text messages, and then we can talk to them about it in about a week. And so lo and behold, she gets the transcripts. Me and her kept it under the under the blanket or whatever.
That's
and
so
then
true.
a week later, boom, pop it on both of them. And they still tried to deny it.
No, because that
They
Did
still
did they throw out some transcripts
no,
and say,
I never
here's what
seen
happened?
I never seen it. He's lying, like always. I
Do
never
you know
saw
what
that.
incident he's talking about?
Yes, I do.
she
This
does.
guy, it was just a big confusion on the phone. My family member used my phone to call that guy, and he didn't remember the number, so it was like a bunch of text messages of like we were trying to figure out who was who, and that was it. That was the end of the conversation.
When divorce court continues, do Paula's PI skills crash and burn?
He always used to come home at like hours and hours after he was supposed to be home. And so I went to turn in the alley, and when I backed up, I hit a trash can and it scraped the whole side of my car.
Divorce isn't easy. Call toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or visit our website at divorcecourt.com or become a fan at facebook.com/divorcecourt.
Divorce court is back with the case of Paula Esquivel, who is divorcing her husband because she claims he can't be trusted. But does Solomon give Paula good cause to be suspicious?
I met this girl. She was my friend, and she gave me her phone number to give to one of my buddies, and I accidentally pocket called her.
Solomon's been horrible to me. He took a lie detector test about cheating on me, and it showed that he at least went back to one of his exes at least 25 times. At least. And he was with...
So you looked up in the yellow pages for a polygraph exam?
No,
Actually, I did. I
idea.
looked up the
It
lie
was
detector
his
test
idea.
so I could prove to her that I wasn't cheating on her.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
And,
right. Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
Didn't work out for you, did it, Mr. Escobar?
Well, you know what? It did in my eyes because I know I wasn't doing anything wrong at that moment. But I mean, she was extremely
at
jealous.
that moment, exactly.
Well, I mean, during them years, but she was jealous. She was jealous even before I cheated on her.
I wonder
to the point where
why.
she would follow me to work. She would stalk me at work. She would come to my work,
He's the
and she
one
was
that would stalk
one time
me.
she was hiding outside my work in the parking lot next to my business, and she comes, and I'm like, I'm supposed to be working the late night shift, and she's like, oh yeah, right, you're supposed to get off at 10.
Sure did.
So I'm like, okay, she's stalking me.
Stop.
She comes, she thinks I saw her through the window, so she
Right.
takes off real crazy, wrecks our minivan in the alley. I get home from work that night, I'm like, what happened to the van? She said, oh, I don't know. So I go to report it to the police, then she fesses up.
did not.
I was stalking you at work.
What happened was he always used to come home at like hours and hours after he was supposed to be home.
So what were you doing?
And
I was a closing manager.
Sure did. I went and drove my car up to his work, and I saw him walking the other way.
that
Like
wasn't the
I'm
only
passing him. And so I went to turn in the alley, and when I backed up, I hit a trash can and it scraped the whole side of my car. And so the next day he goes out all crazy looking for somebody's car that would
She did
match
this all
the
the time,
brown
though.
paint
This
from the
isn't the
trash
only
can.
time she did that, stalk me at work.
Well, you tell me
She
about
would
the
think-
other times.
she would-
you've
Yeah,
done.
okay,
tell her about
so-
the other times.
I'm working at a fueling station. I worked at a gas station, okay, and I met this girl. She was my friend, and you know, she gave me her phone number to give to one of my buddies, and I accidentally pocket called her. You know what I mean? And so she freaks out thinking, oh, because she's checked my phone bill no matter what. If she seen a number that was abnormal, she would call it, text it, whatever, turn off my phone. She kept that in control. But she comes to my work throwing a huge hissy fit, throws her wedding ring at me in front of like tons of people. We're talking about a fueling station where it's like right off the highway, so it's like super busy at 4 p.m.
Did you do that?
No, ma'am.
Did you do something that resembled that?
If I had a problem with Solomon, I would yell at Solomon.
But did you go up on his work and yell at him?
No, ma'am.
She even
and he never even got me a ring.
One of her
he never
friends.
even got me a ring. I never even had a wedding ring. The only ring he got me was 3 years ago on our anniversary, and he when we split up, he took it and pawned it for $100.
I had to buy her a wedding ring almost every year.
Yeah, right.
Almost every year I had to buy her a ring.
Mr. Escobar, let me ask you this. You say she bruised her own face during a temper tantrum.
Yes, ma'am. That same night, she kicked me out. I'm leaving, okay? I get all my stuff, I put it under the awning or whatever, you know, the porch, so that way it's not getting soaked, and I leave, okay? She comes running after me crying, and she doesn't see the road sign, the little caution sign right there. Bam! Smacks her head right there. She had a bruise in the shape of the corner of the sign.
Because he said it horrible.
No.
Why don't you tell me your version of that?
What Solomon does when we fight, he grabs my keys, he grabs my ID, he grabs all the money, he takes my phone, everything.
I don't even know where the money is.
And he leaves, bounces out.
She kept control of all the money.
Bounces out. So
I wasn't
I'm
allowed
like,
any cash.
He took all my stuff. So I start chasing him down the street, okay? And I'm
I did not take anything.
I'm hauling tail after him. And I noticed that he's long gone. So I turned around.
No, that's a lie.
Real
I didn't
fast,
take any
and I
of
was
her
still
stuff.
kind of running, so I turned around and I smacked the fence. And I hit it so hard I could hear the wah wah, like the fence going wah wah wah.
When divorce court continues, social media and marriage make for strange bedfellows.
He was on Facebook saying he was a single dad, requesting people at my job. Really? Like, I'm not gonna find that out.
Were you on Facebook as a single dad?
If you would like your case heard on Divorce Court, call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or log on to our website at divorcecourt.com and follow us on Twitter @DivorceCourt. Divorce Court returns with the case of Paula Escobar, who says her husband Solomon is a habitual liar. But does Paula have some explaining of her own to do?
She had been on Facebook for obviously for 2 years without me even knowing where she met the guy that she left me for. She moved out of state to South Dakota. She took off.
So you with another guy now? I understand you've been separated for 2 years.
2 years, yes.
And who has the children?
He has 3 now, and I have 1.
Do you guys argue in front of the kids? Do you?
That's
We
why
used to,
I'm
that's why she said she left. But she left me for another guy.
No, I did not. What he did was he was on Facebook, because I didn't have Facebook. He was on Facebook saying he was a single dad, requesting people at my job. Really? Like, I'm not gonna find that out.
Were you on Facebook as a single dad? And
I was on Facebook. I wasn't on Facebook as anything. I just made a Facebook. I never knew what it was. I didn't know how to change my profile or anything like that. I just went on there. And I was just seeing, because she had been on Facebook for obviously for 2 years without me even knowing where she met the guy that she left me for. She moved out of state to South Dakota. She took off.
So you with another guy now?
No, I'm not.
She was.
No, I'm
You
single.
were with another guy?
No, I was not.
You never took off with another guy?
You admitted it to me. Or maybe you were just trying to hurt my feelings.
When he was on Facebook,
No.
being single, So I took that as we're split up.
That's a lie.
So, no. He was supposed to leave 3 months before I even left. And our fights were just getting too much. And so I had to be the man and leave.
Well, why don't you tell me about how... Well, why don't you tell me about how cheap he is, and then tell me what the final straw was.
He's very cheap. Check this one out. So we get into a fight, and we make up, and he tells me, let's go get married. So it turns out it's February 29th, and you know what he says? Oh, cool, we only have to celebrate our anniversary every 4 years. Yeah. So do you think I got a gift every 4 years?
Mr.
No, I'd be lucky if I got a flower.
Did you do that?
I did say that, but it was in a joking comment.
No, you did say that.
I did buy her a gift
exactly
every
what
year.
He said.
I bought her a gift for everything.
What?
I never got one. I never got one Valentine's Day gift.
No.
I never got a birthday gift.
No.
I never got an anniversary gift.
No.
I never even got a thank you when I lifted the toilet seat.
Because he would buy gifts with my money for me. Why am I going to buy him a gift?
But you're both working.
Oh, Solomon just barely started having a job all the time for 3 years now.
No, I've been working for the last 6 years with the same company.
No, you haven't. No, he hasn't.
Okay.
He's lying.
I've been working for...
Okay, tell me what the final straw was for you, Ms. Escobar.
Was for me when he was on Facebook saying that he was a single dad and he couldn't find baby mama, and he's all posting on females' pages saying this and that. You want to be a single daddy, you be a single daddy. I'm gone.
When divorce court continues, some say tomato, some say tomato.
Did you borrow the car?
No, I did not borrow the car, ma'am. She lent me the car because...
Oh, what's the...
No, listen.
Divorce court returns with the case of Paula and Solomon Escobar, who after 12 years of marriage are calling it quits.
Were you on Facebook talking about you couldn't find your baby's mama?
Yeah, that's when she left me.
No, it was not.
That's when she left me.
This is 3 months before I left.
I couldn't find her.
3 months before
I didn't know where she went.
Stop. Why would you say something like that? What's the
Because
purpose
that's
of...
where she met this guy that she went to school with. That's the guy she left to South Dakota with me. You know, she left to South Dakota on me, took off, left me with all 4 of the kids.
Why did I go?
Didn't leave me a phone number.
Why did I go then?
Didn't leave me anything to tell me where she's going to be. I didn't even know what city she was in.
So you did leave with another guy.
But he was on Facebook 3 months before I left. That's what.
She was on Facebook 2 years before she left.
I just packed up my stuff and left. Really?
I'm in physical pain.
Okay.
She was on Facebook 2 years
That's what I've been
before
doing
she
this
left.
for 15
Why don't you
years.
tell me why you want $505 from him?
When we split up and I came back, we weren't together, but I didn't have anywhere to go. So
and I let her stay in my home.
When I came back, Solomon doesn't pay his bills. So he got his car taken away, and so I let him use my car because that is his job, is to drive to place. So I let him use my car on the conditions that he would get me a new muffler and that it would have a tune-up and an oil change.
Did you borrow the car?
Okay. No, I did not borrow the car, ma'am. She lent me the car because...
Oh, what's the...
No, listen.
See what I did?
I didn't actually borrow it. I didn't have no other choice, okay? She felt bad because
she let you use the car that's hers. That means you
it was in my name.
It.
The vehicle was in my name.
You know
the vehicle was titled in my name. How am I borrowing my own car?
Was she in possession of it?
No. No.
So you say it was your car in your name, in your possession.
It was parked on my property. It was parked on my property because she had nowhere else to take it, but it was my name. The car was in my name. There was no agreement about fixing it. I put a new fuel pump in it. I put a new distributor cap.
Did he do all that?
I did plenty of work to that car.
He claims he did, but
I did.
Who knows?
Okay.
Or else it wouldn't be running.
You people don't have any boundaries. You don't have any rules. There are no regulations. There's no commonality. There's no limits. You're just dissolute. You're just out there like liquid, just running through the streets. Can I ask you this? In the years to come, behave a little better. Have a few little things that you simply won't do. You know, like if you're in bed with your wife and another woman jumps in, don't have sex with her. Just don't do it. I don't know what you people did. I can't give you a dime. There will be no recovery in this matter. It is so ordered.
All rise. Parties may leave the courtroom.
You're such a liar. You lie about everything.
And you don't. You're
What
so
do I lie
truthful.
about? What do I lie
everything you
about?
told that lady out there. Everything you were talking about.
Like what?
Everything you were talking about the girl that you invited into the bed. That wasn't my choice. You said you wanted to have.
I said that she could be in my bed.
Yeah.
Really?
You're the one that invited her over.
When I'm 5 months pregnant?
You weren't even pregnant at that time.
Yes, I was.
You were not pregnant
Yes,
at that
I was.
time.
I was pregnant the
that
whole
was in
time
between
we were in
the
that
boys.
apartment.
That was in between
Pregnant
the boys.
the whole time.
No.
So don't
no.
even. Really? When wasn't I pregnant?